Presented by Listen Headlines. Latest financial news from trusted sources. Updating daily noontime New York City.
Wall Street Journal markets.
July 23, 11:03 America, New York. After Ukraine, even sexy startups aren't ashamed of military ties. During the Farnborough International Air Show, a subtle shift appeared to take place. Aerospace startups that appeal to Silicon Valley types are now far less embarrassed to publicize their ties to the defense industry.
Global economy.
July 23, 10 o'clock America, New York. Consumer groups face sales hit as cash-strapped shoppers trade down. Customers switch from branded goods to own brand labels in response to cost of living crisis.
Wall Street Journal markets.
July 23, 9:58 America, New York. The central bank that holds the fate of nations in its hands. The ECB's growing political role makes investing in Europe harder, requiring an even bigger focus on the internal politics of member states.
Global economy.
July 23, 8:51 America, New York. Russian missiles hit Odesa after Moscow agrees grain export deal with Kyiv. UN condemns breach of agreement intended to avert global food crisis.
New York Times Business.
July 23, 7 o'clock America, New York. Zheling Yan says a movie fails to credit her. The film world shrugs. Zheling Yan says that she is owed a screen credit for the Chinese film 1 Second, and that companies bringing it to Western audiences are complicit in censoring her. The writer Zheling Yan has pushed for her novel, The Criminal Liu Yanxia, to be recognized in the film that it helped inspire.
New York Times Business.
July 23, 5:25 America, New York. China Evergrande CEO resigns after loans come under scrutiny. The resignation was the latest setback for the embattled Chinese property developer, which is expected to announce a plan to restructure its debt of more than $300 billion. Xia Haijun, China Evergrande's chief executive, was asked to resign, the company said in a statement on Friday. Global economy.
July 23, 5 o'clock America, New York. Rising rents mean no shelter for Americans from inflation storm. Double-digit cost boosts for housing are hampering the Fed's efforts to contain consumer price increases.
Marginal revolution.
July 23, 3:06 America, New York. Borgen, Season 4, only spoilers are at the meta level. My Bloody Valentine did a follow-up album 20 years later and it was pretty good, unexpectedly good. Well, this reboot of Borgen, 7 years later, is mostly better than the original, even if some of the original characters, Casper, are missed. It is now titled Borgen, Power and Glory, and can be found on Netflix.
New York Times Business.
July 23, 3 o'clock America, New York. Luxury rental buildings take working from home to the next level. Developers are adding professional office spaces to the list of amenities in their mostly new buildings in cities around the country. Christopher Dossman said he and his wife chose an apartment at the Willoughby, a luxury rental in Brooklyn, because it had co-working spaces, including semi-private banquettes and a conference room.
Armstrong Economics.
July 23, 009 America, New York. Pushing the envelope for civil unrest. Question. Marty, it appears the January 6 committee has prevented Stephen K. Bannon from showing his evidence and the right to defend himself, including his protection of the executive privilege from the president.
Wall Street Journal U.S. Business.
July 23, 000 America, New York. Real AI for the workaday world. The biggest, fanciest, most intelligent, seeming artificial intelligence gets all the attention. But tried and true algorithms, applied to narrowly defined problems, are far more useful today.
Wall Street Journal U.S. Business.
July 23, 000 America, New York. Flipping Air Jordans is no longer a slam dunk. The resale value of limited edition sneakers defied gravity in 2021. Now they're crashing back to earth.
Daily FX Market News.
July 23, 000 America, New York. Crypto forecast. BTC, ETH-led rally as merge date announced. Risk event ahead. Too early to call the crypto winter over. Is the Ethereum merge driving the rally?
Wall Street Journal U.S. Business.
July 22, 2105 America, New York. Google parts with engineer who claimed its AI system is sentient. Tech company had suspended Blake Lemoine and dismisses his claims about its Lambda artificial intelligence chatbot technology.
Daily FX Market News.
July 22, 2000 America, New York. AUD, USD weekly forecast. resilient Aussie buoyed by commodities despite PMI miss, Fed in focus. A strong close last week sets up AUD/USD for the upcoming data-heavy week with focus on the Fed.
BBC News Business.
July 22, 1909 America New York, airport workers on travel problems. Pilots, flight attendants and a baggage handler tell us what is happening where they work.
Wall Street Journal Markets.
July 22, 1306 America New York, wheat prices fall after Russia-Ukraine deal. Wheat prices in Chicago are now at their lowest levels since February, after surging to records at the beginning of Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
BBC News Business.
July 22, 12:59 America New York, rail strikes to go ahead next Wednesday. The RMT union says walkouts across the network will happen after talks failed to find a breakthrough.
BBC News Business.
July 22, 12 o'clock America New York, food banks warn they are struggling to keep up with demand. Research by Radio 4's Moneybox into 203 food banks found many are receiving fewer food donations.
Daily FX Market News.
July 22, 12 o'clock America New York, GBP, USD rate rebound vulnerable to hawkish Fed forward guidance. The Federal Reserve interest rate decision may undermine the recent rebound in GBP, USD if the central bank steps up its effort to combat inflation.
Marginal revolution.
July 22, 11:40 America New York. First doses first for monkeypox. The rollout of the monkeypox vaccine hasn't been without problems, but we are making fewer mistakes. I feel pretty good that my work on first doses first, as well as that of Tyler, Michael Mina, Robert Wachter and others, pushed the Overton window.